Hello and welcome to episode 41 of Speak Free with MattyG. We are back for 2024 and I'm joined here today by my very special guest, Tuesday Rovere, who is the studio manager here at 27 Project, and you're also a producer. You worked on numerous projects. You worked for Penrith Panthers. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about your career, obviously. We'll talk a bit about working here, the experience here, being with the boys, the craziness that goes on. Let's get into it. So welcome.
Thank you. I'm really excited. I'm really nervous. This is my first podcast that I've ever even asked to be on. So normally I'm on the other end of it. Normally I'm behind. I'm like setting cameras up, doing lighting and sort of watching podcasts. So it feels very strange, but I'm really excited. I'm really excited.
It's good to have you in that chair. And you're actually the first female guest, not ever, but since I moved to 27 Project. You're the first female guest. So last year we didn't have any females. It wasn't due to me being a sexist cunt. But if people want to call me that, feel free.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I don't care. Also, real quick note, I just want to touch base on this. Last year, episode 40, had Wazza on, right? And I made a little joke about South Australia, that the iPhone 4 had just come out in Adelaide. They were really excited about it. Anyway, this fucking short kind of blew up a little bit on YouTube Shorts, right? And YouTube Shorts is usually like the shittest reach I get compared to TikTok and that. But it's got 24,000 views now and a fucking lot of comments. So what I figured out is not only do they not have the latest and greatest iPhone in South Australia, but they're also lacking a sense of humor. And from the bottom of my heart, I just really want to say to every South Australian that was offended by that joke, I don't give a fuck. And to be honest, everyone's saying, oh, good, well, stay away from here then. Trust me, I will cunt.
I don't think I'm going to South Australia anytime soon.
Anytime soon, mate.
I have a friend from Adelaide and
I
love her dearly, but I think she's become a flight attendant for a reason.
Yeah, she wants to get the fuck out of there. Yeah. They actually say the best part about Adelaide is the flight out of there. So... Cunt's gonna fucking hate me. But let's talk about you. Obviously, 27 Project. You've been here since the beginning, which is really cool. Nick always calls you the boss. He says when he was on, he said he needed you to, someone to keep him, focused, to keep him grounded, to sort of boss him around in a way, which is cool. That's cool that you're that for him because, he's so busy and he's so crazy. But you guys have worked on a lot of projects together now. Tell me a bit about that, your sort of relationship with Nick. When did it start? And
yeah, well, I feel like, let me just put that on the floor because it's going to go off continually. I feel like things happen for a reason. I think Nick really believes that as well. So I was at a time of my life in
Do you want to just lift your mic up just a little bit? Sorry.
Up here?
Yeah, that's fine.
At 2022, at the end of 2022, I had been falling in and out of freelancing in film and traveling a lot to the city and so on. So there was sort of nothing in Penrith that was creative. Do you hear that?
I hear the beeping as well. Sorry if you hear a beeping. I don't know what the fuck
I have no idea what it is. I don't think they'll hear it.
No.
But we will.
So
yeah, I sort of reached out because I saw Ty, I saw Nick, and I saw Chris and Bomber, who were the owners or are the owners. And I ended up just reaching out with an email just saying I'm a creative from out west. I live in Penrith. I grew up in Kingswood my whole life. And I'm now in a different part of Penrith, but I sort of took the opportunity, and within a few hours I was sort of in this sort of, I remember it was very, very strange. I was at a drive-in with my partner and we sort of sat there and he said, it's going to be all right. Everything happens for a reason. Everything's good. Things happen, And then within 2 hours, Nick was like, let's meet Monday, Tuesday. Wow, that's such an insane name. That's wild that you are called that. Come in, we need to meet. And we met at Starbucks. I was late. I was 2 minutes late, which is very like me. My mum and dad can hold me accountable for that. And I rocked up to Starbucks at North Penrith and we had a drink and they were like, yeah, you seem cool. Let's go and show you the studio. And the studio was nothing. It was like the floors hadn't been done. The upstairs was all, nothing was kitted out. It was just completely bare, which was insane to me that now I walk into work and I see studio lighting, I see a podcast studio. It's sort of insane.
Yeah.
Also touching on where Nick Air, I hadn't known that Nick and Bomber were such Penrith celebrities. I wouldn't say Penrith celebrities, but, you know, they had a name out there in the West. And when I met them, I told my brother I was going to an interview with Nick Air. He goes, Nick Air Films? I said, yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh my God, what are you going to wear? Oh my God, you have to show me what you wear before you go. I said, why? He goes, I grew up watching Nick Air my whole life.
Yeah.
And I just found that so strange that I was like, things happen for a reason. Worlds are
You know
colliding.
what? I can relate to that because I've been at like different jobs and stuff where people, you know, I'll talk about either here or even before here, I just talked about Nick and, you know, just in a friendship way, me and Nick have known each other for a long time now. And I'll have people be like, oh my God, you're friends with Nick? Nick, eh? Like, I fucking watched him when I was like a kid, watching all these scooter videos and shit. They like love that shit. And to me, it's like, I used to just get fucked up at Cranbar with this guy. Like,
It's insane. Like I was going through, like I had a surgery last year and I was going through all of my like old photos and I was like, oh, my brother's is here too. I'm going to go through all of his photos as well. Like nothing bad. It's just fun, you know, going through like your sort of younger self. And full screenshots of the Nick Air Films skateboard tape or scooter tape that he wanted for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like the handles that the Nick Air Films handles. And I was like, this guy was like full into Nick Air Films. And then when I brought him in here and met him, he was just like, oh, I don't really want to meet him. It's really strange. You know, now he comes through and like can sit on the lounge and play Xbox or come upstairs and just sit with Nick. And it's just like a full whirlwind. It's so strange to me. But I'm grateful for that that I reached out, took that opportunity, and now like I guess it's history that I'm here and I'm lucky enough to call them my friends.
and it is like, it's like a family here. It really is. Like when the first day I came in here, it was like, fuck, this is mad. Like even like, I think I was chilling here one day after a podcast, I think it was, there was a Volk fight on. Me and Nick stayed back and just watched it. There was like, I think Chris was here, a couple others, and it's just a mad like vibe, you know. You never feel like, even though I know Nick and it might be different from maybe other people who come in and use it, but I don't think it is that when you come in here, you're not made to feel like a customer, right? Like you're part of 27 Project, like when you come in here. While you're like not an owner or like you're not like actually in the business itself, but when you come in here, you're part of the 27 family. I think that's very important to have that sort of like that energy around the place, because it makes, especially for creatives, to feel like they're part of something is like such a huge thing. You know, when I first started this podcast, I was doing it at Hawkesbury Radio. Because I was on the radio then, and that's why I sort of got the on-air sign, because
it's new, it's nice,
paying homage to that a little bit. But when I'd go there, I'd be all by myself. I'd be setting up by myself. My guests would come in, we'd do that. It'd be cool. Then my guests would go. I'd then have to pack down, and that. It's a very lonely sort of experience, you know what I mean? While like the podcast itself wasn't, because there's someone there. But like the setting up and everything, when you come in here, it's like I can just focus on the pod. You know, everything's there. The energy's good. Like it's not, I don't know. You're made to feel like a fucking king when you come in here. That's why I love it. You know?
I think that's the energy that we go for. To know that when a booking shows up, lighting is ready. You've got music sort of on in the background. Candles are going. You've got sort of an atmosphere that you walk into where you're comfortable. The best thing about this place is creatives out here not having to travel into the city and having like, we had a client or a guest come through last week, and she said, I've told the client to come here. So they're traveling from like Marrickville out here because I live out here. And I was like, that's what we want. We want people,
100%.
the creatives, to make the rules around being here because they feel comfortable here. And it's fantastic.
Well, that's actually another thing, is that I haven't had a problem with reaching out to different people that I probably wouldn't have brought to maybe like Hawkesbury Radio, because I know when they come here, they're going to be wowed. You know what I mean? It's a professional fucking setup. It's like, this is what you expect to see. It's like a fucking TV studio in here. You know, like they come in here and Penrith also is on the up now. Everyone knows it, you know. Penrith is on, it's fucking, West Sid is on top. Let's calm down with the Panthers noises.
Yeah.
Hey, we got Jerome. We got Jerome Luai, baby.
I'm proud of that.
You know what?
I think it's good.
And you know what? I've never been a Panthers hater. Actually, last year called me a closeted Panthers supporter.
Whoa.
Which I hate because all my mates say the same thing to me. But they're just Penrith haters. You know how people hate whoever's on top?
Whoever's on top. We hated Storm
We
so long.
hated Storm. We fucking hated Manly. We fucking
Manly.
hated Roosters. You know, like you hate who's on top. But I've never hated Penrith because I've always had a soft spot for them.
Yep.
Growing up, going to all the games for free because I played footy in the Penrith comp. You know how you used to get like
Little comp card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that was mad, you know. And I just have full respect for what they've done, what they've accomplished.
Yeah, 100%.
And now that we've got like half the team at Tigers anyway,
You're
you know,
fine.
we're pretty much
got
the Panthers.
Appy, you got Jerome.
West Panthers.
we took Laurie back, and that's fine.
And I'm happy with that because we got fucking Luai.
Yeah, you're winning. It's gonna be very exciting. I feel like that's a big change. I feel like it's something that is smart for Jerome as well. So
Yeah.
it's good for him and his
100%.
family.
If you can look
100%.
after your family and get that bank, you know.
Yeah.
And the thing I said with that is that what I actually think might have been said to him, which could have persuaded him, is what I said to my mates. It's like, okay, you can stay at the Panthers, maybe win another comp, right?
Yep.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But will you be remembered for winning that comp at Penrith? Like, you'll be remembered as part of the team, no doubt, right?
Yep.
But when you're playing with someone who's like Nathan Cleary, you're always sort of second
Yep.
to Nathan, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's no hate on Jerome. It's just the way it is, right? Nathan's the leader of the team.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you go, hey, you've got a fucking opportunity here to go to a team, be the man,
Drive
be
it,
the
yeah.
fucking star,
Yep.
and bring success to that club.
Yeah, most definitely.
And no one can take that away from you then.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
no one can say it was due to someone else or it was due. It's your fucking team now.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
very exciting. I
And
think that's most exciting.
I think like maybe I think Benji might have said that to him in some sort of way. And I think that probably persuaded him. Money, obviously, as well. He
Yep.
deserves it. He's a 3-time fucking premiership winner. He deserves to be paid.
Yeah, most definitely.
And yeah, I'm very excited for him
That's
to
going
come
to be
over.
good. First game at where's the hometown? Where's the home
Like
ground?
Leichhardt Oval.
Leichhardt, yeah.
Leichhardt's the best home ground. We've got 2 home grounds.
Is that the one that nearly got like
Well, they were thinking of stopping games there. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
it was a grandstand and like a platform fell down
That's right.
at a school rugby game.
Oopsies.
Some people got fucking hurt, but anyway,
Oh,
oh well.
Whoops.
That's all part of the fun, you know.
exactly right.
Don't stand there. Go on the hill.
Go on the hill.
Yeah,
Grass is safe.
grass is safe.
Except when you're on B Hill at Panthers. It's not safe.
It's not safe.
Don't go
It's
there.
not really safe. Well, it's not safe for an opposition fan at Leichhardt Oval either.
Oh, it's not?
No,
Okay.
no.
I know
We're
that now.
fucking savage. We are savage cunts.
I love it.
But we'll talk about Panthers. Obviously, you've worked for Panthers. Do you still work?
I
at
do.
Panthers? Yeah?
I do. I work casually. So I'm here most of the time. And then I'm at Panthers casually for 2 days a week.
Yeah, man. And when did that start? When did that experience start for you?
I started in 2022 at
Okay,
the
yeah.
start. I started doing game day stuff
Yeah,
with
mad.
my boss, Tiff Sarah. And no one speaks about her enough. Like, she is like a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Everything you see on game day, everything you see, like if the NRL boys run out 1 minute late, we get a fine. They're always on time. Everything is
So
always
she's running that whole program.
That whole program.
Yeah.
She runs community. She's got a team behind her as well, but she runs all of Reece Simmons' walks. She just is a powerhouse for Panthers.
Yeah, that's mad.
Big,
And is that just for
badass
home
woman.
games she does?
That's for home games. And
yeah.
she'll do like Bathurst. Is it Bathurst? Yeah. But so I started
It's a great game, by the way.
It's a great game.
Tigers.
Yeah. It's the Roy Simmons Cup.
Tigers won
now.
that one.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. In the pouring down rain.
If it doesn't rain this year, then I think we're okay.
Actually, when that happened last year, it was the Tigers' first win of the season.
Yeah.
And I think they were paying like fucking $10 or something to win. And I actually took a job. I was doing a photography job. I was like, we're probably going to get beat anyway, you know.
Yeah.
And then I think it was like maybe 60th minute or something. I was like, I wasn't going to check the score. I was going to wait till I got home. I was like, I just need to know. So I checked the score. Saw we're up. And I'm like, get fucked. So like for the last 20 minutes, I'm behind the DJ decks. DJ Nicky T, he'll vouch for me for this. I was literally behind his DJ deck with it on my phone, watching it on fucking KO.
Oh man, it was. I remember. it was just pissing down rain. It was awful. I remember just drowned rats.
Yeah.
Everyone in the stadium was like, I know my mother and father-in-law were there and
it was
just
like sold out too. Hey, so everyone's just standing in the pissing
in the
down
rain.
rain.
Yeah. So I did start in 2022 with Tiff, and then ended up like just casually on and off. I would do game days. I ended up being the only one with an RSA in the academy staff. So I ended up pouring beers at Royce Simmons Bar. So me and Royce I love Royce Simmons. Yeah. So
Hell yeah.
I would always make sure he got a beer. Everyone's like, oh, he's not meant to be drinking. It's Royce
that.
Simmons.
Yeah.
Of course he's going to drink. So, Royce, here's your beer. And I would say most of the season I would be up there. And then moving into like the 2022, the most insane thing is being on the staff is getting to have the privilege to go to these grand finals and these semi-finals and sort of everyone sort of gets their tickets and you sort of wait, like, oh, am I going to get tickets? And, you should be asking for these tickets. You're a staff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm casual. Okay, I'll ask for the tickets. And so I got the tickets for the 2022, so the Rabbits versus Panthers grand final. It was insane. It was like sitting there, edge of the seat sort of vibe, and then got to go to the official like after party for staff and players. And
Wait, so was that what year was that?
2022, not 21. No, sorry. 21 was Rabbitohs. 22
up in
was
Brisbane.
Para.
Hey. Yes, 22 Para.
Yeah, not a very memorable grand final to me.
No, it wasn't, and it got so much hype too. I remember that. It's cool that it was the Battle of the West, 100%.
Yeah.
But Panthers just fucking owned that.
Yeah.
But last year's grand final,
that grand final was like, I turned to my boyfriend and I went, we don't have this.
Yeah.
We don't have this. And it was like, I don't know why. It was tears. Like I was just like, and my boyfriend, he's not like big into footy. When it comes to finals, he's like,
yeah.
Because he gets to go to all the games with me. So he turns around to me and he's like, no, it's done. And
It's
I went,
done,
I was like,
I was there as well.
and I like looked over at my friend and I just went like, what do you mean it's done? And she was like we were speechless. And then as soon as I think it was Moses went in first and we were just like, oh, Connor, my boyfriend was just like, don't give me hope now.
Yeah.
And then Critter went in and we were like, oh my God, like literal goosebumps.
And
then
that winning try, yeah. So I was on the Broncos end.
Oh.
So that happened right in front of
That would have been
of
insane.
me.
Or Ezra was like running towards us every single time we scored and we were like, oh, the Broncos supporters do these stupid dance. Oh my God.
And you know what? Most of them are from Sydney, so you're a bunch of fucking turncoat wankers anyway.
Come on now.
Now I've got Brisbane on me, case.
Oh, God.
Like Brisbane and Adelaide.
Adelaide and
Fucking hell. No, I'm only kidding.
Terrible.
You know what? I went to Brisbane for Magic Round last year, and it's a fucking belter.
I was
going to
say that would have been awesome.
Belter of a place. Caxton Hotel. Shout out Caxton.
Yeah.
Because fuck me, I got so loose there.
Yeah.
And I went sober last year, right?
Yeah.
Up until Magic Round.
Yeah.
So it was about 114 days.
Oh.
So I fucking sent it.
Yeah.
I was making up for lost fucking time.
Yeah, I don't drink anymore.
I spent $4,500 in fucking 4 days.
But did you enjoy it?
I fucking loved it.
Exactly.
Except for the Monday.
Yeah.
I was spewing in Brisbane Park waiting for me fucking flight.
Yeah.
I didn't fly out till 6 o'clock and I didn't start feeling
spewing
good
all day.
until about 7.
Oh, yuck. I don't drink anymore because of the first after party for the Panthers. I don't. The first time. Well, the thing is, like, I don't think I ate all day, and I didn't really take that into consideration.
Because
so
of like nerves, or
I don't know.
or just
I
like
think
no time,
nerves,
or?
and it's just like it was my mum's birthday, so we went out. Actually, I did eat at lunch. Let's say it's 12 o'clock. I was eating. I ate a little bit.
So by the time after party comes, it's fucking
After party, it's
11, 12 o'clock at night.
12 o'clock. Players don't arrive till 1. So
Yeah.
Of course, I'm going to wait for the players. That's awesome. This is like a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
Done it twice.
Yeah.
They've done it 3 times, but I've done it twice.
Okay. We get it. Not everyone's a fucking Panthers fan, okay? Some of us get a back-to-back wooden spoon instead.
Hey, that's back to back at least.
Hey, we won something.
Exactly right.
We won something.
But I still don't remember that night. I remember just disappearing for a while, and someone called me and was like, where are you? And I was like, I've been in the bathroom for 4 hours. It was not good. It was just, I remember having so much fun and then just being like,
no, you're fucked.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Something's gone wrong.
Yeah.
I'm like, I honestly was
Well,
like,
I mean,
I've been
it is poison.
spiked,
It is
right?
poison.
I'm like, I've been spiked. Apparently I walked.
I've been spiked.
My boyfriend
Spike
left.
yourself, bitch,
Yeah,
in alcohol.
too many wines. my boyfriend like left me. He was just like, I don't really want to stay. And I was like, the players haven't even arrived. You get to party. He was like, no, I feel uncomfortable. And I was like, that's fine. If you feel uncomfy, you feel a bit strange, whatever, just go home.
Yeah.
He went straight to bed. It was like 1 o'clock. So I had no one from like 1 o'clock to 7 a.m. And I remember walking out of the club at 7 a.m. like
holy shit,
like marching, like I think it was like 6 a.m. or something. And my boyfriend was like, "Are you all right?" So Glenmore Park from the Panthers is, I'm gonna say, 15 minutes tops in the morning, 12 minutes tops.
Yeah.
It took us 50 minutes to get home.
Because you had to stop so many
I had
times.
to stop so many. The sky was purple.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what was going on.
Maybe you did get spiked.
I don't know. My boyfriend was like, what did he say to me? He said, someone just asked if Kevin Kingston needs a ride home. Kevin Kingston. I was like, did you say yes? He's like, no. I was like, I know Kevy. You can just put Kevy in the car. He'll be fine. Crazy.
That's awesome.
It was nuts.
I hope
2023, I did not drink.
You didn't drink?
No, I went home at like 3 o'clock.
Really?
But then apparently the party started at 3 o'clock.
Oh, that was a big one too.
That was a big one.
I remember Ivan on the Today Show. Fucking 6 a.m. in the morning. Fucking loose as, drunk as fuck.
Well, I feel so bad for the players and the staff that have to come out at that time when the media are there. I think Nathan got done in 2022. He like walked out with the goggles on and nothing else. And he was like, I'm just trying to get home to bed. And they're like, but the parade's on in 3 hours. He's like, parade?
Yeah.
Like, poor bugger.
It is crazy. And then they get them up there doing speeches and shit the next day. I'm like, fucking just leave the boys alone.
They didn't give them microphones in 2023 for a reason.
Yeah. I remember Appy said all that shit and then it was like, oh
Fish.
God.
Was it Fish? It was like,
yeah.
we're your daddies.
Yeah, they went off about that. And I'm like, fuck me. It's a fucking men's sport, all right?
They did still get in trouble this year. I don't know if they got in trouble, but I remember one of the boys posted, whose mom? Whose mom?
Yeah.
But I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, it was funny.
That's right. Yeah, because of Reece Walsh. But you know what? Well, Reece Walsh, sorry, mate. You deserved it. You deserved it. You want to have a go at a young fan.
Oh, a young fan, I don't know.
Like, take it. You got to learn to cop that and just keep walking, you know.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I say that and here I am talking shit about Adelaide.
Adelaide and Brisbane. May we add.
Can we? I love Brisbane.
The list.
I don't want the Queenslanders to come after me.
Yeah, that's right. You're probably going up there for Magic Round, right?
They've got, no, I'm not this year. I'm saving money for Africa instead.
Ooh.
So, yeah, very excited.
That's good. That's exciting.
That is exciting. August I leave, so...
I'm going to get a V.
No, yeah, sweet. Let's hope you stay in focus. But
sponsor me, V, please.
Yeah, sponsor me.
No, don't.
Wouldn't that be good? I would love an energy drink sponsor because I spend so much money on energy drinks every week.
I think I calculated it once. And I was like, oh, that's why I don't have a house.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But you know what? When life's busy, you fucking need caffeine.
I don't think it does anything to me anymore.
Really?
I think it's just the taste.
It definitely does something to me. I get it's funny because give me any drug under the sun and I'll fucking pump that shit like no tomorrow. I do love my drugs.
Can't relate.
Yeah, I'm good now.
Oh, I love Advil.
I do, I'm good now, but like, fuck, yeah, I've definitely gone on a bit of a
bit of a splurge.
Oh yeah, in my life, like fucking everything under the sun. But with caffeine, I don't know, it just affects me differently. Like I'll have if I have more than a 250, like I'll have sometimes 2 Red Bulls, like small ones in the morning. I'll drink the first one and then probably halfway through the second one, I'm like, okay, I'm probably at my limit now.
Yeah.
And I'll usually skull the rest of the can anyway because I'm like, I don't want it to go to waste.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, fuck.
Shit, why did I do that?
Now I got the jitters.
I have the only bad experience I've had with energy drinks when I was in Japan. If you've ever been to Japan,
I haven't.
In those vending machines, they have Red Bulls that are this small.
Oh, and they're like a shot one?
Well, I was like, oh, they're just small. They're like triple.
Because the Japanese have small hands.
You know, God bless them. But no, apparently it's like quadruple. So I could feel my heart. I was having like red.
Really?
I remember we were in Japan and my mum's like, oh, that's enough for you.
Yeah,
I was like, what? There's nothing wrong. And then I could feel like I was having full heart. I was having pain, and I was like, right. So we know that double, or even triple,
and so condensed as well.
They were like
concentrated.
small. They were like really, really small. Like terrible little things. I will never touch that again. I don't do Red Bull. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
that is yeah, I love a Red Bull, but I'll usually keep it at the 250 ml mark. Otherwise, we're going to start to fucking have some heart palpitations.
Smart.
I was at gym just before this. Oh, by the way, I got rid of the mullet, everyone. Yeah, sorry, I just realized it's my first podcast without it.
It does look very good.
Yeah, I got it cut like not long after I filmed my last podcast, actually. So I've been waiting this whole time to show it off.
To reveal.
But actually, shout out to my barber, Hamoud at G Cuts at Windsor. He stayed open late for me last night to give me a fresh cut.
Bless.
He also does bookings. So if you're a busy person like I am and you don't want to sit in the barber and wait for an hour and a half or whatever to get your fucking haircut, like so many are, you can book in with him and he'd love to have you. So yeah, quick shout out there. But yeah, what a cut too. Best haircut I've ever got.
Yeah.
Like attention to detail, like the beard and everything.
Oh, he does
like,
everything.
Everything. Did my fucking... He's like, you got a bit of hair in your ears and your nose. And I was like, I know.
Awesome. Thanks.
Got rid of that. Did my eyebrows.
Did they wax it?
No.
Like those TikToks?
So he just got like it's like the razor thing and yeah, like the electric. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, cleaned me up.
How
Looking
good.
good. Looking
That's
good. But what were we talking about? What were we talking about before I fucking
Panthers.
said that? Panthers. But let's talk about 2-7 Project now.
Yeah.
Now let's spill some fucking tea.
Yeah.
Let's spill some fucking tea. All right. So you've got obviously, you had Bomber in here. You have Nick with Pixel Park and then you've got FTA in here, and you obviously got Ty Tuivasa.
Yep.
Who are you closest with out of everyone?
Definitely Nick.
You work so closely.
I mean,
with
we
Nick.
work closely. We make sure our days like sort of align. So I'm here when he is, and when I get really lonely, I get lonely when I feel like it's just me in here. The other day it was just me because Nick was in Perth with our new employee Seb. They went to Perth, and I just like blasted Childish Gambino all day and was just like screaming, singing until the young boy Falcon came in, and I was just like screaming like 2005, and then he was like, "Hi, I thought there was a booking," and I was like, "No, it's just me. It's just me screaming lyrics." But Chris as well. Chris is such a big figure in my life now as well. I feel like whenever you can turn to someone for advice, he's there.
He's such a
like-
nice guy.
He's like
Such a fucking nice guy.
so nice.
I've only met him maybe 3 times, and every time he's like, he just makes you feel so like welcomed.
I feel safe.
Yeah.
I feel safe. You know,
Good guy.
Honestly, yeah, Chris is like a big. I mean, all of them are a big part of my life now. I saw Ty the other day. We haven't seen him in a while because he's in fight camp.
Yeah.
So he'll be fighting soon.
Yes, very excited about that.
Yeah, really excited.
He was originally meant to be on the 298,
Yes.
and then it got moved to a fight night, which is headlining.
Yes.
Which is cool.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
fucking
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, it's
I've
gonna
actually
be
got a
really cool.
Volkanovski shirt on right now.
I do like that shirt.
Yeah.
I like all the Engage stuff.
Oh, it's
Really
such
cool.
good quality
All
too.
the Adesanya stuff.
Honestly, if you
Adesanya.
want some good fucking quality tees, Engage, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, most definitely.
yeah, sponsor me. Give me all this promo for fucking free.
Yeah,
The
what?
fuck?
But yeah, Ty, I saw Ty the other day at the plaza, and I was like completely like, oh my gosh, no, I'm wearing a full FTA shirt. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And his videographer, he's like vlogger at the moment, goes, that girl's wearing an FTA shirt. And I was like, oh my God. And I turned around and he's like, jeez. And I was like, oh my gosh, hi, hello. And his manager was there and we're just talking. He's like, where's JB Hi-Fi? I'm like, this is Penrith.
Yeah,
How
but
do you
they
not
mo-
know where JB Hi-Fi
But
is?
it moved, didn't it?
Did it?
Isn't it downstairs now?
Where did it used to be?
Upstairs, up the top, near the food court end. It was
don't
always
e- I
there.
don't even
And I think it's
remember.
downstairs now.
It is downstairs.
Yeah.
Where Harris Farm was. I used to go there
Yes.
every morning before school.
Harris fucking Farm.
I don't remember. Shout out to Harris Farm.
You don't remember it being up the top?
I don't remember being at the top.
Really? It was up the top for like forever.
I don't remember.
Really?
Yeah.
You
that's
go there
pretty
too
scary.
much, maybe.
I do. Yeah.
See, I'm from the Hawkesbury, so Penrith was like, you go there when you
big
can't
trip.
get shit. Yeah, the big trip.
The big trip.
We're going to the big smoke.
plaza. We're going to the plaza. Woo! The plaza, man.
No, but it is funny because when you're in the Hawkesbury, like going to the plaza, especially as a kid, it was like, oh, we're going to the fucking plaza. Like, we're not just going to Richmond Marketplace, we're going to plaza.
I get to see Boost Juice.
Yeah, they have like, well, there's Vicious in Richmond Marketplace. now.
Whoa.
So, yeah, shout
That's
out.
massive.
Yeah. But going there, it was like, you go there, you go to the movies.
Yes.
It's like, oh shit, we're in fucking Penrith.
The movies, man. We have a friend, me and my partner, have a friend who lives out in Glossodia.
Shout out
Glossy.
Shout out Hawkesbury.
Shout out Gloss Vegas.
Yeah, Las Vegas, baby.
We pretty much grew up like our 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old. We would just be out in Glossodia on his property. So every weekend we'd be out there, and then we'd go to the KFC in Richmond.
Yeah.
And we'd wait for it to open after we're all hungover. We'd just sit there and be like, "Do, do, do,
I've been there too. Don't you worry. On a Sunday morning.
Yeah, Sunday
Fucking
morning.
Wait until 10 a.m. I think they open.
I'm wearing like probably my pajamas. It was awful. Oh, dude, awful.
I actually used to work at the KFC at McGrath's Hill, so the other one
yep.
in the Hawkesbury.
Yeah.
Well, there's one at Blood Park now too.
They're spreading.
They're spreading like herpes.
Get your chicken.
I actually got KFC the other day. I've been eating so fucking clean lately.
Yeah.
And I did a job at the Central Coast, so I was like, it finished at like maybe just before 6, and I was like, oh, by the time I get home, I don't want to cook and that, so I was like, I'll just eat out. Got KFC. There was KFC across the road from the theater I was shooting at. Yeah. And I was like, okay, sweet. It's my cheat day. Let's fucking go hard.
Yeah.
You know, so I got a Singer Stacker, got like 2 sliders. And then after I finished the last slider, I was like, ugh.
You feel yuck, right?
Yeah, it's like doing cocaine.
Yeah,
it's like
yuck.
at the time you're like, fuck yeah, let's get a bag, cunt. And then then you do it and you're like, oh, it wasn't that good. Then you realize you spent all the money. Oh. You feel like shit. And it's like, well, what the fuck was the point of that?
What was the point of that? That's like, what did I eat the other day? Frango's does the same thing. You eat it, you're like, yes, I'm so excited.
I must say, Frango's is good value though.
Also, Frango's isn't Frango's. It's Frango. We just call it Frango's. It's
What?
Frango. It's Frango.
Nah, that's got to be some Mandela effect shit.
Mandela effect. We always say,
never been called Frango's?
Never been called Frango's.
It's called Frango.
Frango.
What the fuck?
I swear. Everywhere we go, everyone says Frango's.
I've always thought it had an S on the sign.
Right? It's always been Frango.
I've always thought it's been like Frango ' S.
S. No S at all.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Mandela effect. Yeah.
Guys. Anyone out there who's like a conspiracy theorist like me, fucking look into this. Let's get to the bottom of this shit.
JFK was killed by the government.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, cool.
100%. 100%.
I was waiting for so long for that evidence to come out.
Oh my God. 1,000,000 fucking %. It could not be any clearer to me. Let's go through some things that fucking actually are 100% fucking.
Let's see.
Moon landing, fake as fuck.
Okay, fake.
Fake as fuck, right? 1969. Shove it up your fucking ass.
Yep.
You know why they also said the moon landing, you know how they're going to the moon again? Like, and they've pushed it back to whatever time. You know why that is?
Why?
Because AI is going to be at a point where they can fake it with AI. Ooh. Therefore, they don't even need actors. They can just full fucking AI this shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Interesting.
And think of how far AI has come in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months.
True.
Right? Every 3 months, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's
again.
true.
Think about it by I think they said 2027 maybe, or 2028. I don't know what year it's going to happen now.
There'll be people walking around and there'll be AI.
But 100%. Rogan talks about this all the time.
Yeah.
And I really do think that there will be artificial life mixed in with actual life. And it will just be we won't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's where we're heading.
That's massive.
I think that's where we're heading.
That's pretty like terrifying.
Yeah, Elon Musk just actually put in the first Neuralink chip into a human as well.
Lovely.
Yes. So that's fucking crazy.
That's cool.
That's fucking crazy. Look, I like Elon. Don't get me wrong. I actually like Elon. What the fuck has happened to your beer, by the way?
It's because I've been sculling it. I've just sculled it.
You just sculled it?
Yep.
Yeah. It's just
I'm not going to touch
foamed
it.
Right
it's just
up.
foamed right up and it's just leaking everywhere.
That's all right.
But
it
tasted
aesthetic.
so good.
Adds
I don't drink beer.
You don't drink beer.
I had a sip and
we had it here because drink West, baby.
I've got to support my friend Ty.
Yeah. Drink West. But yeah, Rogan talks about it. That it's gonna sorry, then we got onto Elon. I like Elon, right? I like Elon. I think what he's done with Twitter has been fucking amazing. I love the freedom of speech there now that you get. Yeah, fucking Zuckerberg, fuckwit. I'll fucking talk about that. The other day,
Brisbane, Adelaide, Zuckerberg.
I did Zuckerberg. I'll take on Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
I'll get Adelaide and Brisbane back on my side to take on Zuckerberg.
True.
But I filmed I photographed a 21st, and there's a photo of just 2 blokes, right? One has his shirt off, so his nipples out.
Nice.
And like his mate's like pretending to lick it, right?
Ooh.
It's just a funny fucking
Funny,
photo,
cheeky,
right?
haha.
So I put that up thinking there'll be no problems.
Yep.
Boom, taken down for nudity or pornographic material.
Oh.
And I've like got a warning on my account and that. right?
Oh, yeah.
And then the very next day, I'm on Instagram, right? Which is also owned by Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
I'm on there. I see a motherfucker die in a car accident.
Right.
Full die.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
also no warning.
No warning.
Graphic warning.
There was no graphic warning on that one.
No.
And sometimes there is. On that one, there wasn't. I was
No.
just swiping through.
Yep.
Not that I care that much about that. I'm happy to see that shit, you know? I like dark shit. It's cool. But I'm thinking, you're going to take down a fucking photo of a bloke's nipple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they thought it was a girl because he is a bigger bloke. But
Still.
A
nipple is a nipple.
A nipple's a nipple. Who gives a fuck?
If it's got a bit of breast around it, then it's still a nipple.
It's still a nipple.
You heard it first, nipples.
But yeah, just that. It's crazy to me. But anyway, back to Elon. But I do like Elon. But this Neuralink shit, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? We don't need a chip in our brain. We don't need to download memories. We don't need to... Could you imagine that? Something traumatic happens to you and
and you can just go, oh, yeah.
You can never forget it. You can never put it out because it's fucking in there. And
there's some memories that like come and go for me. I'm like, oh, did that happen? Or
there's like a bit of a theory that a memory, when you remember something, you're actually not remembering the actual event. You're remembering the last time you remembered it. So they're constantly changing. It's like Chinese whispers for memories.
Wow.
That's how it's like it's an easy way to explain it.
That's why I always tell the story of like, no, this is how I met my boyfriend. This is what happened. And he's like, that never happened. And I'm like, yeah, it did.
Yeah.
You didn't ask me out.
Stop gaslighting me.
So we're really not dating, remember? Like you didn't physically, because he called me and I was like, you remember calling me? He's like, no, I asked you at the bus stop. No, you didn't.
Yeah, it's
Mandela
weird.
effect.
Mandela effect. Let's blame it on that. But anyway, we won't get too deep into conspiracy theories, but definitely anyone who wants to check out the Neuralink stuff, like please check it out. It's pretty scary.
I'm going to check it out. That's pretty nuts.
It's very nuts. And what I'm scared is that it's going to be used then by governments to bring in things like, your carbon footprint, what do they have in China? The fucking...
in China?
Yeah, it's like a social credit score.
Oh, yep.
So it'll be like that social credit score mixed with a carbon credit score.
It'd be that nosedive. Is it nosedive off Black Mirror? That episode where they rate each other?
Yes.
It's practically
just
that.
like that.
Right?
Yes,
I don't want that to happen.
Fuck. Black Mirror, I got to say,
Black
great
Mirror
show.
is insane. I told my partner
Brilliant
I had to stop watching it because it sort of put me in a state where I'm like, I can't sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sort of because...
And you know that it can be real.
Yeah.
Like, you know that that's becoming real. A lot of it is already becoming real.
The writers are so talented that
so talented.
It's strange.
Or they know something.
Yeah, then they know what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like,
maybe they're controlling the world. But let's talk about some of the things that have happened here, right? So let's talk about, obviously every day you'd see some cool guests come in here. Cool people. Let's just list them. Let's name drop. Let's fucking name drop right now.
Okay.
Who's some cool people that have come through here that you've been like, wow?
We have, recently, like I'm thinking most recent, we've had like Jerome and Biz come through, and they're just like the boys that just come through because they're family pretty much here with Chris. They're doing their Universe 7 drop, which is going to be like awesome. So I'm like feeling really grateful to even be like almost not a part of that. Like I know I'm not a part of that, but I'm here sort of witnessing it or like helping wherever I can with it. So they're two like regular boys that come through. Nathan Cleary came in last year. He came in with Ice. So I think he owns the rules.
Yes.
So they were really cool to come in. We get Coco from Ned's. She's like a big New Zealand journo or presenter. She's massive, Courtney.
From Ned's, like the
Ned's,
betting.
Yeah, so
shout out Ned's. They put me on as their like cover guy during the UFC.
That's
Sydney.
massive.
Yeah,
that's mad. Shout out to Ned. Ned's come through here all the time.
They had this video. There was these boys. They actually saw me at the press conference.
Yeah.
Because I went like all three. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they saw me again on the Sunday morning before I went in there, and I had my Aussie flag and that.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we're just gonna like name. We're gonna just say like best grappler, best wrestler, best fucking all this. And I was like, I'm just gonna say Volk for all of them.
All of them.
Volk's the fucking goat.
Yeah.
And then they're like, That's fucking perfect. They're like, so when we list them off, just say Volk. And then
Volk.
every time I was like, Volkanovski.
Volk.
It's like, and they
That's
used
mad.
me. I was there with my Aussie flag, my mullet flowing. I was
That's
so
mad.
sick.
That's
yeah.
so cool.
So
I
many
do
cunts were
remember.
sending it to me.
Yeah, you're like, is this you? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
They're like, what the fuck? You're the cover guy.
Yeah. I think the 1-4 boys have been in here as well, which is sort of like strange to me that I'm like, oh wow, like that's JM's, or like, oh that's Spenny. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we had like an event here for Rad Stars, and he was like launching his album or EP, and all the boys came through and they had that like a listening party. It was really, really cool to sort of like help that, like and be a part of that. Really cool. Lamar Ball, is it Lavar? Lavar, not Lamar.
Yes.
Lavar.
Lavar Ball.
The dad. He was
That's
cool.
huge.
He was really, 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 really cool. Really just like nice. I think when I went, this was like really early on days for 2-7 for me. So I was sort of people faces and that would make me a bit nervous. So I'm like, oh my God, that's a big name, right?
Yeah.
So I waited at the door and held the door open for him, like, hi, welcome, like a freaking weirdo. I was like, welcome. And I was like, lovely to meet you. He's like, it's an honor. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's an honor. Hello. I was just like super. And then I think I said, like, it's nice to meet you again. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like,
Don't you hate that when you get a bit nervous? I do that too. I go, how are you? And they'll go, good, how are you? I'm like, good, thanks,
good,
how are you?
you?
Yeah.
Oh. I've been calling people at Panthers for the last 2 days about memberships, and I've just been like, yep, hi, is this Marie? Yeah, hi, Marie. Yeah, good, how are you? And she'd be like, good, how are you? And I'm like, yeah, good, how are you? Oh my gosh. And I was like, anyway, it's just like embarrassing. I'm like,
It
because you
is.
just get stuck. And I noticed that like I'm a bit like dyslexic with my words, and like a bit all over the place, like word vomit. Like the weirdest things will happen, like at that Panthers in the kitchen. Like I know all their faces and morning, how are you? But it's still sort of surreal to me. So like one day I was like sat against the sink and Dylan Edwards had come in and I was like, morning Dill, how are you? He's like, yeah, good. And I was like standing in front of the tap and I didn't realize where they fill up their water bottle. Oh my God, so embarrassing. He walked towards me and I was like, hi, yeah. And then he sort of like stood there and I was like, oh, sorry, I'm blocking your view. Blocking your view. Of what? Filling up his water bottle. Oh, and he's like, I was like, oh my God. Just like small shit like that. And I'm like, why did I say that?
I know. You walk away like, just swallow me up, ground. Just swallow me
I
up.
know. I said to Jerome one day, I was like, what's for dinny? I was meant to say dinner. And he was like, what's a dinny? And I was like, Jerome, you know what I was trying to say. And he was like, no, sis, what's a dinny? And I'm like, no, don't do this to me. I was like, dinner, I meant dinner. He's like, nah, I got you. And I was like, oh. But I'm just constantly like picking on myself because I think it's hilarious.
Yeah. But it's a good way to be, but
otherwise I'll just cry.
good way to be.
Exactly.
Good way to be. We will. I always like to finish up. I'm going to continue this year as well. But some advice for someone that wants to get into your line of work, the creative industry, production, that sort of thing. What advice would you give to them?
I feel like nothing. You don't have to stick to anything. I feel like careers are always changing, and I feel like being a creative. I started as an assistant director or production runner. So very, very coffees, the small shit. And then I got asked to do some AD work, assistant directing, and I just went straight into that and sort of learnt on the job.
It's the best way to learn.
Best way to learn. And then I sort of realised that the camera department is really not where I'm very nervous behind the camera. I'm very critical about all of that. That's not where I wanted to be. I wanted to be more producing. So I sort of, I would say follow what feels right. Never feel stuck like, oh, I'm going to have to be doing production running forever, or and really just work hard at what you believe yourself in. Otherwise, just like trust your gut as well. Like I feel like everyone says that, trust your gut, because either it happens, like you don't make or break, you just work really hard. I feel like working really hard at something is just worth your while. I don't know. I'm trying to like.
And people need to stop being afraid to fuck up.
Exactly. I don't know how many times I've like screwed up or like everything. Like I'll get off this podcast today and be like, oh shit, why did I say that? I'm so overthinking in every job I do.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm the same. I'm like, I should have asked that. I should have asked that when I'm editing it. I'm like, fuck, that's just a moment there I missed.
Well, part two, like, but there's always you're always learning throughout. No one's the best at anything. Like if you look at, like, I'm going to throw Nick under the bus here, but Nick is always learning to better himself. Yeah. And Nick is like the best. Like for me, I see him as like the best videographer, like photographer, like I know. And he's still bettering himself. So, there's never a line to be crossed. You can always better yourself. Yeah, I feel.
Awesome.
I guess.
Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
And remember, guys, speak free with MattyG.